Good afternoon, everyone. To the judges, lawyers, honorees, and guests gathered here today, welcome to the 25th Vanguard Awards. I am Judge Nicole Patton, president of the Chicago Bar Association. And it is my absolute honor to stand before you today as your host. We are gathered here today because we believe the law belongs to everyone. The Vanguard Awards exist to celebrate the visionaries, the lawyers and judges who don't just practice law, but who live it to its highest promise. These are the individuals who have opened doors, built bridges, and refused to accept a legal profession that leaves anyone behind. The 2026 honorees have each made that promise their life's work, and I am so grateful that you have joined us to honor them. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the incredible men and women of the judiciary who are with us today. Judges and justices, your dedication to justice make all of this possible. Please stand so we can thank you. And to the Bar Association presidents in the room, you are the heart of this event. Please rise and be recognized for your leadership and your commitment to this community. What makes this ceremony truly special is what it represents: the full, beautiful breadth of Chicago's legal community coming together under one roof. This event, unique in the entire United States, has brought together diverse bar associations from across Chicagoland every year since 1998, and it only grows stronger. Moments like this remind me why I am so proud to be a part of this legal community. This year, we are proud to welcome 19. That's an all time high. 19 bar associations to this stage. Each one represents a community, a story, and a commitment to justice. Joining the Chicago Bar Association today are the following organizations and their presidents: Advocate Society, President Kathy Bochuk. Arab American Bar Association of Illinois, President Jawad Shalaby. Asian American Bar Association President Stephen Lee. Black Women Lawyers Association of Greater Chicago, President Joan Akala-Onu. Catholic Lawyers Guild of Chicago, President Kevin Kelly. Chicago Bar Association, President Antonio Lee. Decalogue Society of Lawyers, President Alexander Marks. Filipino American Lawyers Association, President Zenio Salez. Haitian American Lawyers Association, President Yolaine Dolphin. Hellenic Bar Association of Illinois, President Pamela Vizvardes Savidez. HLAI, serving the Hispanic Lawyers of Illinois, President Julio Costa. Justinian Society of Lawyers, President Katie Locallo. Korean American Bar Association of Chicago, President Jazz Park. Lagback, Chicago's LGBTQ plus Bar Association, President Vincent Rizzo. Muslim Bar Association of Chicago, President Sarah Suleiman. Puerto Rican Bar Association, President Judge Joanne Rosado. South Asian Bar Association of Chicago, President Salman Haq. And the Women's Bar Association of Illinois, President Katie Tordy. Each of these organizations has selected an honoree who has made a meaningful and lasting impact, someone who embodies what is meant or what it means to enhance and elevate our profession. In a moment, I will introduce each group of honorees. I encourage you to read more about them in your program book. Their bios tell stories that will inspire you. As has become our tradition, each honoree has recorded their own remarks, and we are excited for you to hear directly from them. The order of presentation follows your program. Let us begin. I am thrilled to introduce our first group of honorees. You and I will hear from them before lunch is served. Please give them your full attention. And the first group we will hear from is Nancy Antrada, Hispanic Lawyers Association of Illinois. Judge Patrice Ball Reed, Women's Bar Association of Illinois. Judge Fredrick Bates, the Chicago Bar Association. Anthony Abou Ezzi, Arab American Bar Association of Illinois. And Judge Kula Fournier, Hellenic Bar Association of Illinois.
I accept this award in honor of my parents, Jose and Juanita Andrade, immigrants from Mexico who sacrificed everything for the education of their 3 children. My first exposure to the legal system happened when I was 12 years old. My father, a steel worker at the Wisconsin Steel Mill on the city's southeast side, locked out its workers overnight, which resulted in a class action lawsuit against their former employer. The workers hired an attorney, and one day at a meeting in the smoky Union Hall, I was asked to be the interpreter for the evening. It was at that moment that I understood the importance of the law and the importance of one's rights. I wanted to follow in the footsteps of that attorney who was helping my dad and the hundreds of workers who were gathered there that evening. Public service and access to justice has been my North Star for most of my career. Having worked as a Pili intern at was once known as the Chicago Legal Clinic under Ed Grossman and the committed staff, to working at the American Bar Association, working on national issues of legal justice, and most recently, the head of the Commission on Human Relations, the city's civil rights agency. Opening doors of opportunity for the next legal generation has been my mantra. I firmly believe in paying it forward. While at the ABA and at the Commission on Human Relations, I ensured that legal internships were always in place. Exposure to the law in a workplace setting is professional enrichment that extends far beyond a classroom setting. And as the proud mother to Mateo, my awesome 15-year-old son who was born with Down syndrome, he has opened yet another door for me in the legal spectrum. He has opened the door of advocating for inclusion for those with an intellectual delay. A very special thank you to the Hispanic Lawyers Association of Illinois for nominating me. Words cannot express the gratitude and deep emotions I have today. Mil gracias, muchísimas gracias, mamá y papá. Mamá, desde el cielo me ves. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Congratulations to the other honorees. Thank you to the Women's Bar Association of Illinois for nominating me. Thank you to the CBA for hosting this event. Thank you to my family and friends for attending the luncheon. When the president of the Women's Bar called me to accept the nomination, of course, I said yes. After I said yes, then I wondered what I accepted. I looked up the definition of Vanguard, Webster's dictionary indicated a group of people who are the leaders of an action or movement in society, politics, or art. It comes from two old French words, avant and garde, the forefront of a movement, innovation, and trend. After I read that, I was impressed with myself. How did a Black girl from the west side of Chicago get here? I had to think about it. I believe that I made it here by trying to do the best that I could do for others, by trying to be the best at things I committed to, by encouraging and supporting my community to excel in all things, reach back and lift others up, by making someone smile each day and doing good deeds. I hope that each of you will do the same, because I am certain that when we do that thing, I am certain that we can all be a part of the Vanguard. Please have an awesome day and a productive, marvelous week. Thank you.
I'm humbled and honored to receive this award. First, I want to thank Judge Nicole Patton and the Chicago Bar Association for naming me your awardee. I've tried to live my life in service to others, service to my family, service to my community, and service to my profession. I'm proud to have been president of the Cook County Bar Association, the oldest association of lawyers of color. But it's important that this award comes from a mainstream bar association. I spent most of my career trying to create opportunities for lawyers of color, most notably by founding the Chicago Committee on Minorities and Large Law Firms in 1987, which still exists almost 40 years later. I didn't do it alone. I want to mention Greg Whitehead, my co-founder and co-chair, Musette Hill, retired judges William Hooks and Max Griffin, who took the leap with me to tell the largest law firms in this city that binary digits were not okay. One here, none there. They had to make a commitment to recruiting, hiring, retaining, and promoting to partnership lawyers of color. I specifically want to acknowledge Seyfarth Shah, whom Greg and I were employed by, who supported our efforts and continue to support our efforts. The struggle continues. This recognition helps that struggle. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
I want to thank the Chicago Bar Association for this incredible honor, and the Arab American Bar Association of Illinois for the nomination. I also want to thank my wife, Jude, and my family for their unwavering support. I am the son of a Lebanese immigrant father and an American-born mother of French-Canadian descent. I am also part of the deaf and hard of hearing community. As the first in my family to become a lawyer, I entered this profession not entirely sure what my path would be. I found meaning through volunteering with organizations like Equip for Equality, the Center for Disability and Elder Law, and especially Chicago Volunteer Legal Services. There, I witnessed a stark justice gap, a space where low to middle income individuals, people with a disability, and the Arab American community often fall through the cracks, denied access to justice not just by cost, but by cultural misunderstanding and bias. Through the Chicago Bar Foundation's Justice Entrepreneurs Project, I started a firm to bridge this gap. Today, I continue to guide clients through some of the most daunting transitions life can throw at them: the sudden onset of a disability, the loss of a loved one, the complexities of probate, and the heavy responsibility of adult and minor guardianship. During my 2 years as the president of the Arab American Bar Association of Illinois, I was blessed with a group of officers and a board that supported initiatives aimed at strengthening our community, including the launch of our first Arab American Scholarship Foundation for law students. Diversity is perhaps the greatest thing about our country. It brings unique perspectives and exposure to different ways of thinking. And to me, being a vanguard means more than just practicing law. It means ensuring that a person's disability status, their ethnicity, or their income level does not dictate their access to dignity under the law. Thank you again for this Vanguard Award.
Good afternoon. I am truly honored and grateful to receive the CBA Vanguard Award and grateful to the Hellenic Bar Association for nominating me. Growing up in my small immigrant Chicago neighborhood, I didn't know any lawyers. I was the first person in my family to go to college. I never imagined I would have a 23-year career as a prosecutor and later serve as a judge. I had incredible mentors along the way, and that is why I have made it a priority to pay it forward by mentoring others throughout my career. In my adult life, there are two things I have been passionate about: public service and giving back to my community. There are no awards or accolades in public service. It's about seeking justice, showing compassion and respect, and doing what's right when no one's watching. That commitment continues to guide me today as a judge. In my personal life, whether it was serving on the school board of my children's school, volunteering at my church, joining various philanthropic boards, or becoming involved with the Hellenic Bar Association, eventually serving as president and currently as co-chair of the mentorship committee, each experience has been rewarding and enriching in its own way. It has taught me that leadership is not about individual success, it's about teamwork and lifting others along the way. To my HBA family, I am honored to call you my friends and colleagues. From our pro bono legal clinic, ELAS, that serves the underprivileged and celebrating its 10-year anniversary this year, to our annual scholarship ball, where we awarded $75,000 to deserving law students in honor of our 75th anniversary this year. I could not be more proud of the impact we have made together. I would not be here today without the sacrifices of my parents, who immigrated to this country for a better life, and their belief in me and in the power of education. Of course, my greatest accomplishment is my family, my husband Harry, my daughters Vasiliki and Katerina. You are my biggest inspiration. Lastly, congratulations to the fellow honorees. Thank you and have a wonderful afternoon.
Good afternoon. I know that everyone is still receiving their lunch, but because we have so many recipients, we want everyone to be video played and everyone to receive their award. So feel free to keep eating and listen to the melodic sounds of my voice. As you enjoy your lunch, allow me to introduce our second group of honorees. Their stories are just as remarkable. Judge Candace Jackson-Akiwumi, Black Women Lawyers Association of Greater Chicago. Carolyn Kwan, Korean American Bar Association. Cannon Lambert Sr., Cook County Bar Association. Justice Goodwin Leo, Ajay, Mehrotra, and the American Bar Foundation in recognition of their work on Portrait Project 2.0, Asian Americans in the Legal Profession, Asian American Bar Association. And Judge Jill Sharoni Marisi, Justinian Society of Lawyers.
Thank you to the Chicago Bar Association and the Black Women Lawyers Association of Greater Chicago. I'm Candace Jackson-Akiwumi, and I'm privileged to serve as a judge on the United States Court of Appeals for the Seventh Circuit. This award honors those who've made the legal profession more reflective of and accessible to the community. BWA's generous nomination made me reflect on some statistics. When President Biden nominated me for the court 5 years ago, only 7% of federal judges around the country had careers as public defenders. At the Court of Appeals level where I sit, that number was only 1%. President Biden changed that in one term. He nominated record numbers of former public defenders like me to the courts. He did the same, for example, with civil rights lawyers, something no other president had done since Jimmy Carter. He was pursuing those very goals of representation and accessibility that today's luncheon celebrates. So I thank our former president for an opportunity to serve. I thank God. I thank my parents who have beautifully modeled what a career in public service looks like. And I thank the many other giant shoulders on which I stand. Those shoulders include a founder of BWLA, Judge Ann Claire Williams, who received this award 26 years ago. She was the first and only person of color to sit on my court until her retirement. And when she was appointed, she was only the third Black woman in the country to serve as a federal appellate judge. On the one hand, we've come a long way, but we have miles to go. When I came on the court years after Judge Williams retired, I was still only the 10th Black woman in the country to serve as a federal appellate judge. Those courts date back to 1891. So the collective honoring that we are engaged in at this luncheon makes me think of the rearview mirrors in our cars. Many of them say objects are closer than they appear. Our past may seem like the past, but it's really just yesterday. And as 19th century scholar, minister, and abolitionist Alexander Crummell wrote, quote, "We read the future by the past," end quote. It behooves us to know our past, understand its relative proximity to the future, and keep working toward the future we all deserve. The women who founded BWLA alongside Judge Williams in 1987 had a resolve to do just that. Their mission then is the same as it is today. So check out BWLA's social media to learn more, or better yet, attend their events. All are welcome. Thank you again to BWLA, my court staff, my family, including my children and my supportive husband. And thank you to the Chicago Bar Association for helping to read the future by pausing to celebrate in the present while acknowledging our past.
Hello, everyone. I would first like to thank the Chicago Bar Association for this award, and to the officers and board members of the Korean American Bar Association for nominating me. I feel very honored and humbled to be a part of such a distinguished group. As I accept this nomination, I know that I stand on the shoulders of those who came before me. When I first came out of law school, I joined the Korean American Bar Association as a way of meeting other Korean attorneys and connecting with others in the legal field. Back then, our annual dinners consisted of meeting on the second floor of a Korean restaurant with a Korean food buffet. There were no keynote speakers or centerpieces, but just a group of us talking and laughing and connecting as colleagues and friends. And as we stand here today at CABA's last annual dinner, there were more than 150 attendees, which included several Korean American judges. Being a support to one another and mentoring the new generation of attorneys allows us to be more present in the legal field and in the judiciary to truly reflect a part of the community that we serve. I have also had the privilege of serving children and families involved in child protection court in Cook County for almost 30 years. The work done in this division is remarkable, heartbreaking, humbling, and so rewarding. I began my legal career as an attorney and guardian ad litem at the Cook County Public Guardian's Office, and now I am an assistant state's attorney in the same division. The work that is done in child protection court by my colleagues and the judges there is a true act of service to one of the most vulnerable populations. Children get to have a voice in court and be heard through their legal representation during one of the most difficult times in their lives. They also learn through the process that what they have to say matters and advocate for themselves, which hopefully goes far beyond the courtroom. I'm truly grateful that I have been able to be a part of that for my entire legal career. Thank you again for this award.
Hi, everybody. Cannon Lambert here. Hoping everybody's having a great day like I am. And I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you to the Cook County Bar Association for letting me be a part of everything that you do, whether it be standing up for the community or serving as a resource legally or defending the rights of others. Just thank you. Thank you so much. I feel like I'm here on this screen right now and in the room because I sort of was built by angels, my mother and my dad and my grandparents and others. And I feel like anything and everything good in me, frankly, is a reflection of their legacy. I'm blessed. I'm very blessed. I'm blessed to be the benefactor of great guidance throughout my whole life. And I've had the good fortune of having people who have sort of invested and supported me personally, professionally, and otherwise, even though I may not necessarily have deserved it. And so it's sort of right. I think it's right and just that I do everything I can to make things around me a little bit better for other folks in any way that I can. And I can honestly tell you, I hear my mother and my dad's voice in my ear when they tell me, they used to tell me all the time that Cannon, anything is possible. But nobody does it on their own. People looked out for you, so you doggone well better be looking out for somebody else. And it might sound silly and it might sound childish, but I kind of want to be like mom and dad. And so I don't take this recognition lightly because it means that though I've got a lot more to do and should be doing more than I do, that at least, hopefully, I'm headed in the right direction. Maybe I'm inspiring somebody a little bit or providing a little motivation somewhere to somebody. To me, community is everything. And in that vein, I want to say thank you and congratulate the other Vanguard winners because they are, in their own right, finding ways to pour into the tapestry of our community. So congratulations to each and every one of you. And to the bar associations that are all represented here, and in particular my home bar association, the Cook County Bar Association. I just want you to know how grateful I am for your encouragement. Know that it means everything. It means everything.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for honoring us and the Portrait Project and the American Bar Foundation with the Vanguard Award. This is extremely meaningful to us because for the past 10 years, we have been engaged in a research project to document, represent, and bring to life the experiences of Asian Americans in the legal profession, a group that has long been invisible and overlooked. And this work would not have been possible without the support of ABBA Chicago, both your enthusiasm and material support, but also, quite importantly, your engagement with us as research partners. I can think of countless meetings at this point where we have sat down around the table with members of your group, in addition to all the law firms that have been enlisted in this work, to talk about the real issues that have faced our communities in reaching the very top of the profession in all different sectors. And that has been, I think, the greatest part of the partnership for me. It's been a real treasure working with all of you, and I hope that that will continue in the months and years ahead. Ajay?
Thank you. I just want to echo Justice Liu in thanking the Chicago Bar Association and, of course, the Asian American Bar Association of Chicago for this great award. I'm sorry I can't be there in person, but it's a great honor just to be a part of all of today's awardees who are really leading members of the Chicago area bar and bench. We'd also like to accept this award, as Justice Liu suggested, on behalf of the American Bar Foundation, which I'm sure many of you know is a Chicago-based independent nonprofit research organization that focuses on the empirical and interdisciplinary research on law, including the legal profession. I know many of you are probably fellows of the American Bar Foundation. Thank you for your support. The ABF has been doing research on the legal profession for literally decades, and this project is a part of that. And then finally, I want to just thank all of the current and past leaders and members of ABBA Chicago, who, as Justice Liu mentioned, have been steadfast supporters of this research project from the very beginning. We don't have time to mention all the individual names, but it is the membership as a whole that has helped us in numerous ways, from filling out surveys to helping us organize focus groups and town halls. And most importantly, ABBA Chicago and all of you today are helping us by disseminating this important research about inclusion and representation in the legal profession. So thank you very much and have a great afternoon.
Good afternoon. I apologize and regret that I can't be in person today, but I'm appreciative and humbled to receive this award, and I want to congratulate my fellow awardees. Thank you to the Chicago Bar for hosting and bringing our diverse bar groups under one roof. A special thank you to the Justinian Society of Lawyers and its president, Katie Locallo, for nominating me for the Vanguard Award. I am truly humbled. The Justinian Society of Lawyers is well over 100 years old. What started as a society that championed the welfare and the interest of Italian American lawyers has evolved to an organization of inclusivity in our membership, our mentorship, and our charitable work. I've been part of the Justinians for 38 years and have had wonderful mentors and met other Italian Americans who have paved the way for myself and for generations to come. While I have experienced discrimination or stereotypes of Italian Americans, I have also been blessed and have had wonderful opportunities throughout my life and my career. And I feel a responsibility to give my time to mentor others and serve my Italian community and the greater legal community. In my almost 20 years as a judge, some of the most fulfilling and gratifying experiences have been mentoring students, working on the Supreme Court Committee on Access to Justice, being in partnership with the courts and state libraries to help create community access centers throughout the state of Illinois, and presiding over the Veterans and Mental Health Treatment Courts for the last 13 years. I hope to further live up to the meaning behind the Vanguard Award and to make the justice system more accessible and reflective of the communities that we all serve. Thank you very much for this honor.
Now that the tables are being cleared and the coffee is being served, let's keep the celebration going. Our next group of honorees includes Judge Diann Marsalek, Advocate Society; Daniel Murray, Catholic Lawyers Guild of Chicago; Avani Patel, South Asian Bar Association of Chicago; Judge Abby Fishman Romanek, Decalogue Society of Lawyers; and Judge Mary Rowland Lagback, Chicago's LGBTQ plus Bar Association.
I would like to congratulate the fellow awardees for receiving the 2026 Vanguard Award. Also thanks to the Advocates Society, which is the Polish American Bar Association, for the nomination and for all their hard work, the CBA for the recognition of this prestigious award, and my fellow Polish American judges for representing the Polish community by being outstanding jurists. This award is significant to me since it is based upon making the law and the legal profession accessible and reflective to the community at large. The Polish community in Cook County is one of the most largest Polish communities outside of Poland. It is very important for the Polish community to see lawyers and judges representing their community. The formation of the Polish judges ensures that the judges can mentor lawyers of Polish heritage to enter the practice of law and perhaps serve as a judge. Currently, I serve as a mentor to new judges and train all the new judges in Cook County. Attending and participating in various Polish community organizations helps promote the law and connects the community to the Polish lawyers and judges. The courts have become accessible to those who English is not a first language, and I sit on a subcommittee for language access to ensure interpreters are available in the court system for all non-English speakers. This award envisions the ability of communities to work together to strengthen and improve the law and the legal profession by efforts to connect with the community and work together to honor and protect our legal system. Thank you.
What I love about the CBA's annual Vanguard Luncheon is that it brings to the fore some of the many unsung heroes in our legal community. In truth, I'm not one of them. When I think of the unsung heroes of the Catholic Lawyers Guild and like-minded organizations, I think of people like these: the lawyer who leads peace circles or otherwise supports the Guild's restorative justice programs, especially in our county's new restorative justice courts, and in our city schools, helping to resolve conflicts with dialogue, not violence. And I think of the lawyer who engages in the difficult work of counseling our brothers and sisters who cross our borders undocumented, but seeking a better life for themselves and their family. In particular, in that regard, I'm thinking of the lawyer who advocates on behalf of their clients in immigration hearings and who otherwise affords them legal counsel and direction in what must seem to them to be a Kafkaesque immigration justice apparatus. I think of the lawyer who helps them arrange shelter upon their arrival. And especially, and most importantly, I think of the lawyer who really helps them by simply standing beside them and accompanying these poor souls through some of their most difficult moments. A month ago, I attended a retreat organized by the Catholic Lawyers Guild so that these lawyers and their fellow social workers could share the difficulties and the emotional stresses they experienced in their work. I listened as they described, among other things, the excruciating task of having to aid undocumented parents in advising them and then having them execute a document designating substitute guardians for their children in the event the parents are arrested and deported by ICE. Not an easy task for a parent to undertake, or for a lawyer to propose, document, and witness, but sadly necessary under the circumstances in which we live. These are just two examples of unsung heroes truly worthy of recognition. I'm sure each of us could name others. So I accept this award not on my own behalf, but on behalf of the many unsung heroes in the Catholic Lawyers Guild and other organizations in our legal community who really most deserve our recognition and deepest gratitude. May God bless them in their very stressful, very challenging, but ultimately rewarding work.
Thank you to the Chicago Bar Association, the Vanguard Awards Committee, and the South Asian Bar Association of Chicago for this incredible honor. I'm especially thankful to President Salman Huq and the entire SABA Chicago board for this recognition. Congratulations to my fellow recipients. It is truly an honor to be recognized alongside you all. SABA Chicago and several other bar associations have played a defining role in my career. They have given me community, mentorship, and opportunities to lead and have helped shape the way I think about service in our profession. I wouldn't be able to do the work I do today without these experiences, and I encourage others to get involved, stay engaged, and actively participate in these communities. This work is deeply personal to me. As a first-generation Indian American, I grew up navigating spaces where I did not always feel seen or safe, and those experiences shaped my sense of empathy and my commitment to making sure others feel safe, supported, and not alone. I'm very fortunate to get to do the work that I care deeply about. At the Administrative Office of the Illinois Courts, I work on the Access to Justice team, where I lead Illinois Court Help, a program that provides free assistance to court users across all 102 counties in Illinois. The Illinois Court Help team is made up of incredible individuals who show compassion and patience while helping hundreds of people navigate the court system every day. I'm very grateful to Allison Spanner, who leads our Access to Justice Division, and our A2J team for the work we get to do together every day. And I'm also fortunate to work with and want to thank Sandra Yamati, the Executive Director of the Institute for Inclusion in the Legal Profession and the current President of the National Association of Women Lawyers, for continuing to create space for both important conversations and education around inclusion in our industry. I carry with me the example of my great-uncle, Babubhai Jasbhai Patel, a lawyer and former Chief Minister of Gujarat who dedicated his life to helping others. His legacy continues to motivate me, guide me, and inspire me. I also want to thank my parents who sacrificed so much and always supported me in pursuing this work. And what I've come to appreciate is how much our profession is built on community. The opportunities we have, the work that we are all able to do, and the impact we make are all shaped by the people and the organizations that have supported us along the way. And through my work, I see every day how important it is for people to feel that they are not alone when navigating our complex legal system and that they have access to information, support, and a voice. Thank you again, Saba Chicago and the Chicago Bar Association for this honor.
On March 14, 2026, the New York Times started a good list because it is easy to despair today over what's bad, what's missing, and what we wish was different in our world today. The list recently recommended replacing "How are you" when greeting people with "What's good today." The top of my good list is the CBA Vanguard Award and the honor of being nominated by the Decalogue Society. I want to tell you what's good about the Decalogue Society of Lawyers every day. The Decalogue Society upholds the highest standards of the legal profession every day. Vitally, the Decalogue Society works to combat anti-Semitism and discrimination writ large with truth, understanding, and empathy through history and education rather than through memes and conspiracy theories. Decalogue's mission is clearly aligned with the Vanguard Award's mission. As part of my work, I have collaborated with the Illinois Holocaust Museum and the African American, Asian, LGBTQIA, Polish, and Indian Bar and Judicial Associations to present CLEs for Decalogue's annual Martin Luther King Day Solidarity Award event with history and legal professors from Northwestern, U of C, and Columbia to discuss relevant exhibitions presented by the museum, such as the Green Book and Stonewall. Through these events, we have shared the histories of all of our communities and confirmed all of our continuing struggles with regard to discrimination by promoting empathy, compassion, education, and allyship. And yet, there is so much more work to be done. as our country continues to marginalize immigrants and promote conspiracy theories and discriminatory speech. Never again should there be no one left to speak because we did not speak for others. This is my life's work. I am truly honored to have been nominated for the Vanguard Award by the Decalogue Society. I am deeply humbled and honored to accept this award. I offer my warmest congratulations to those I stand with today. I remind all of you to ask yourself and others, what is good today? Thank you.
Good afternoon. I want to thank the Chicago Bar Association for continuing to host the Vanguard Awards and standing by the principles of inclusion and diversity during this challenging time. And congratulations to my fellow distinguished nominees. I am honored to be given this award by the Lesbian and Gay Bar Association of Chicago, also known as LAGBAC. I want to thank the current president, Vincent Rizzo, and the entire board for this honor. Since its inception, LAGBAC has been dedicated to inclusion, to increasing visibility of members of the LGBTQ legal community, and to building community. It is a courageous bar association with inspired leadership. Can you imagine if all the world's leaders were dedicated to building community and to increasing diversity? What a world. The LGBTQ community has too often been the scapegoat of fear-mongering. We have also proudly been in the forefront of the fight for expanding protections and rights for all people. I am so proud to call the LGBTQ community my home. As our nation turns 250 years old, let all of us recommit ourselves to the rule of law and to protecting human rights and dignity for all. I am truly humbled by this award. May we continue to devote ourselves to inclusion and building community. Thank you again.
In the interest of time, we're going to play the videos for the next group of honorees, each one a testament to what this award ceremony stands for. And then afterwards, all of the honorees and their presidents will join me on the stage. Judy Lynn Smith, Haitian American Lawyers Association. Judge Lucy Vasquez Gonzalez, Puerto Rican Bar Association. Nahida Zayed Hussein, Muslim Bar Association of Chicago. And Mark Calaguas, Filipino American Lawyers Association.
Greetings, bonjour. First and foremost, congratulations to this year's Vanguard awardees. Next, merci to Haitian American Lawyers Association of Illinois Presidente Yolande Dauphin and board members for nominating me for this prestigious award. I am truly honored. The Haitian American Lawyers Association of Illinois, HALA, was created to be a voice that addresses the concerns of the Haitian community. Recently, for example, HALA, along with concerned associations, submitted a press release protesting the present administration's desire to terminate the temporary protective status, TPS, of hundreds of thousands of Haitian nationals. True, we are a small bar association, yet we will continue to be the voice of change on behalf of Haitians. You see, our philosophy is aligned with the message found in the following proverb, quote, "If you think that you're too small to make a difference, you haven't spent a night with a mosquito," end of quote. Once again, congratulations to this year's awardees. Together, we will continue to effectuate positive, long-lasting change. Thank you very much. Merci en pile.
Good afternoon. It's truly an honor to stand before you today and receive the Chicago Bar Association's Vanguard Award. This recognition means so much to me, not just because of what it represents, but because of the community behind it. I want to thank the Puerto Rican Bar Association for this nomination. Your support means more than I can say, and I am proud of the work we continue to do together. Congratulations to my fellow honorees. To be recognized alongside so many trailblazers, people who have dedicated their lives to equity and justice, is incredibly humbling. This moment means more to me than I can fully put into words, because my journey here started long before I even knew what the legal profession was or believed there was a place in it for someone like me. As a child in the foster care system, I learned early what it feels like to navigate institutions that are powerful, complex, and sometimes overwhelming. I remember the uncertainty, the instability, and the feeling that decisions about my life were being made without my voice in the room. Those experiences shaped me. They taught me something I can carry with me every day. Systems can protect children, but they can also fail them. And that's why I do this work. My commitment to young people, to families, to fairness comes directly from those early years. I made a decision to use my voice in spaces where I once had none, to be the advocate I needed, and the advocate so many children still need today. This award isn't just recognition, it's a responsibility, a reminder to keep pushing forward, to keep improving the systems we've inherited, and to make sure that every child not only sees the challenges in front of them, but also the possibilities ahead of them. To build a future where justice isn't something people just hope for, but something they can count on. To my community, my colleagues, and especially my family who've sacrificed so much to help get me where I am, thank you. To my soul sisters, thank you for always lifting me up. I love you all dearly. And to everyone who helped me turn difficult beginnings into a purpose-driven life, I promise to continue this work with the same passion and resolve that brought me here today. Lastly, to the next generation of judges, lawyers, and advocates, please keep asking the hard questions. Keep listening to the quiet voices, and keep believing that justice is worth the effort every single day. Thank you, truly, for this incredible honor. Have a great afternoon.
I am deeply honored to accept this award. I'm sincerely grateful to the Chicago Bar Association for this recognition, and I extend my heartfelt thanks to the Muslim Bar Association of Chicago for nominating me. Your support is truly meaningful. Established in 1997, the Muslim Bar Association of Chicago is the nation's oldest regional Muslim bar association. Its members are united by a shared commitment to upholding the highest standards of ethics, integrity, and service while advancing justice for all. I'm proud to be part of a community that embodies those values. I'm the daughter of Palestinian immigrants who came to this country to pursue an American dream. I grew up witnessing their perseverance, sacrifice, and unwavering commitment to succeed. Recently, I came across a box of mementos from my childhood, reminders of both joyful moments and difficult ones. Among them were memories of discrimination my family experienced. Those moments shaped me. They instilled in me the resilience, but also a deep awareness that the pursuit of justice is ongoing. It's disheartening to know that discrimination and hate still persists today. But it's precisely that reality that fuels my commitment to fairness, to accountability, ensuring safety and dignity for all people. As a prosecutor with the Cook County State's Attorney's Office, I've had the privilege of advocating for victims, upholding the rule of law, and serving the people of Cook County. This work demands resilience and discipline and an unwavering sense of responsibility. At the same time, my work has extended beyond the courtroom. I have been deeply committed to advancing diversity, equity, and inclusion within the legal community. Through my leadership as president of the Middle Eastern and North African Employee Resource Group and the Women's Employee Resource Group, I've worked to create spaces where individuals feel seen, valued, and empowered to bring their full identities to their work. Through community outreach and cultural awareness efforts, I've seen firsthand that justice is strongest when it's rooted in understanding, when we reflect the diversity of the communities we serve, and we lead with both fairness and humanity. We strengthen trust in our institutions. This award is not mine alone. It belongs to the mentors who guided me, the colleagues who stood beside me, the communities that continue to inspire me. I would also like to express my deepest gratitude to my husband for his unwavering support, encouragement, and patience. Your belief in me has been a constant source of strength, and I would not be here without you and my amazing two children. Thank you again for this honor. I remain committed to this work with integrity, with purpose, and with a steadfast belief in justice for all.
Thank you to Follow Chicago and its board of directors, led by my good friend Xenia Salas, for nominating me to receive this year's Vanguard Award. And thank you to the Chicago Bar Association for convening this platform to highlight our legal community's distinguished advocates, counselors, and jurists who have gone above and beyond to make the justice system more accessible and inclusive of the communities it serves. Ever since I first joined the steering committee that would ultimately become Follow Chicago, this org has been an outsized presence in my life. Like many children of immigrants, I'm the first in my family to enter the legal profession in this country. Groups like Follow provide a direct line from those attorneys that broke barriers before us to the law students who will become our future colleagues. I'm deeply moved to receive this award for so many reasons, but none stand out more than the memory of the late Michael Aguilar, who passed away suddenly in February. Michael was a fellow founding member of Follow and preceded me on the stage as a 2017 Vanguard honoree. He was recognized for his work as the executive director of AFIRE, the Alliance of Filipinos for Immigrant Rights and Empowerment, a grassroots nonprofit that organizes on issues of social, racial, and economic justice that affect undocumented immigrants, domestic workers, seniors, and youth. I first became active with AFIRE as a volunteer in 2012, 1 year before Follow was launched. Later on, during Michael's tenure as AFIRE's ED, I worked closely with him as a member of its board of directors on campaigns like the passage of the Illinois Domestic Workers Bill of Rights and projects such as partnering with Follow to establish Chicagoland's first pro bono civil legal aid clinic focusing on the Filipino community. As the current board chair of AFIRE and a past president of Follow, I'm continually guided by Michael's legacy to this day. Over the past year, our region has seen families separated, small businesses devastated, and schoolyards terrorized. While laws are being weaponized to justify this enforcement overreach, it has also been members of the legal profession and the resources they share with the public that have emboldened Chicagoans to stand up for the dignity and the rights of their neighbors on the street, in the courtroom, and at the dinner table. But immigration is just one major front line. In this precarious moment, our governing institutions are under multiple attacks, all the way down to the independence of the judiciary and the very rule of law itself. Last May, on the National Law Day of Action, I proudly stood with many of you at the Federal Plaza to uphold our solemn oath to defend the Constitution. I applaud the CBA for taking the lead to reaffirm our core values, just as it has gathered each of us today to honor those in our midst who have consciously worked to bring our greatest aspirations as a learned profession closer to reality. And so, congrats to all my fellow Vanguard awardees. It's truly a privilege to share this space and be in community with every one of you.
"25 years of this ceremony, and today's honorees stand alongside a lineage of giants who have shaped this city and this profession. My heartfelt congratulations to each and every one of you of our 2026 recipients. Let's give them another round of applause. And to everyone in this room, thank you for showing up, for investing in this community, and for reminding us all of why this work matters. Chicago's legal community is the best in the nation, and the people in this room are the reason why. Thank you, and congratulations to everyone again. This marks the end of our ceremony. I would ask for all of the honorees who have not received their award to come to the stage with their presidents, and all of the previous honorees who already have their awards, if you can meet me on the right side of the stage to my right so we can have a group photo. And everyone, enjoy the rest of your day and take care.